What happens when an unexpected opportunity arises late at night and you're stuck in a situation with no way out? One man's seemingly innocent plan to help a friend's girlfriend turns into a night full of tension, twists, and temptation. And just when it looks like it's all about to go sideways, fate steps in. But how far will it go? We stayed overnight, and before sunrise we cleaned up, and in the morning I walked her to her pafter that I called Sunny and asked her to bring some breakfast for us while I went back home. It was a great experience. Ronnie and I now often hang out when Sunny is away, and the best part is Sunny is still my roommate. I had another good sex experience with one of my neighbor's wife, which I will share in my next post. If you like the story, then subscribe to my channel. Please, hi friends. I am 24 years old and have athletic body type. I am a new reader of this site. I like many stories posted on it. Today I want to share one of my sex experiences which I enjoyed a lot. It all started 4 months ago in Kolkata, when I shifted my job from Hyderabad to Kolkata. This is a very common thing in BPO sector. On the day of induction, I met the cool guy Sunny. After a short while, we became good friends and decided to take a common accommodation as he also moved in. We both had a crush on a girl since the day of induction, but hey, because he was more handsome, won over me. Within a week, they became lovers, and after a month, he initiated her into our apartment. Suddenly, Sun's process changed, and he started working night shifts, and then things turned upside down. It was Ronnie's girlfriend's birthday, and they had an all-day out, so I called her at 8 p.m. As Sunny leaves for the office around 7:30, "Hello, Ronnie. Many happy holidays, Ronnie. Thank you, Max. Just thank you is not enough. I want a gift. RNEA. I will give you a gift tomorrow. Madam, we are going to watch a movie or Pizza Hut, but you will pay the bills, Ronnie. I don't go to the movies without Sunny, but a pizza is great. I put on some nice clothes and met her around 8:30, since she lived nearby. We went downtown and shared a large pizza between two. It was almost 10 p.m. when we realized that we should go back because the car service to our place stops at that time. But by that time, I started generating evil ideas in my mind. I tried to insist her to go to a bar. She was strongly against it. I somehow insisted that she come in and have some snacks while I had a oso. She agreed and the clock struck 11 awadu p.m. When I finished my oso, she suddenly asked me to order an extra bottle because she wanted to take it to her PG and drink quietly since her roommate was not home. I did the same. We left the bar and found that the last car on our route had left, and we finally agreed to take a cab. It was almost midnight. When we finally arrived at her accommodation for PG-paying guests, the streets were quiet and the atmosphere felt a bit eerie, with the dim street lights as we walked. Toward the main gate, I noticed it was already closed. The security guard was nowhere in sight, and it seemed like her only option was to wait until morning to get in. But I wasn't ready to let the night slip away. So easily, I saw it as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and unspoken CH to spend some time alone away. From the prying eyes of others, I insisted she'd come to my place. Sunny won't be back till morning and Wes still have that bottle of beer to finish, I said, trying to sound convincing. She hesitated at first, but after a moment of thought, she realized there was no other choice. It was too late for her to find another solution, and I could tell she was reluctantly agreeing. We quietly made our way around the side of the building to avoid waking up the neighbors. The last thing I wanted was to get caught in a situation that would raise the suspicions. Once we arrived at my apartment, I could feel the tension in the air. She was obviously uncomfortable with the whole situation, trying to ease her discomfort. I decided to break the ice. I grabbed 2 glasses from the shelf and caught the beer bottle. As I started pouring the drink, she initially objected. Looking unsure, "I don't drink much," she said, but after a few moments, she relented and agreed to have just 1 glass to complement the beer. I sliced a few apples into thin pieces and placed them on the table. The sharp sweetness of the apples was supposed to help balance out the bitterness of the alcohol. I could tell she wasn't used to drinking, and it wasn't long before she started to look a little uneasy after. Taking a few sips, she started to feel the effects. She looked at me with a slightly pale face and then stood up abruptly, her hand clutching her stomach. "I don't feel so good," she muttered, her voice barely above a whisper. It seemed the alcohol wasn't agreeing. With her, I quickly led her to the bathroom, trying to support her as she stumbled slightly. She leaned over the sink and without much warning began to vomit, releasing almost everything she'd consumed. I stepped back, giving her space, but I couldn't ignore the feeling of concern for her well-being as she tried to steady herself. I gently removed the hair clip from her hair and let her long strands fall free, hoping it would help her feel more comfortable. Her hair was soft, flowing down her back in loose waves. The whole situation was awkward, but it felt like the tension between us was slowly dissolving in that moment, replaced by a shared understanding. She was looking damn beautiful. I helped her clean herself while doing that. I touched her boobs many times. I believe she also enjoyed, as she was not in herself. It started, removing her top. She asked what I was up to. I told her she would feel better. Now she was in her bra and jeans. I asked her to lie in the bed and take rest. I accompanied Ronnie to the bed and lied beside her. And soon I started jelly rubbing her forehead. She liked Ed and moaned softly and slowly. I took my fingers to her lips. She did not resist. "You have beautiful lips." Ronnie, thanks, I will. You mind if I kiss you?" "Ronnie, no. I mean, yes, please don't." "On the chicks, please, Ronnie." And slowly I took her face in my palms and kissed in her lips slowly. I slid my hands into her bra. "Ronnie, you told kiss in the chicks. With a girl as sexy as you. It's hard, rather impossible, to resist saying this." I started unhooking her bra. She was also willing and did not resist. I pinched her bare nipples. She moaned. I removed my shirt and started sucking her sweet breasts, and sometimes bit them. She moaned. Each time I gave a bite in her nipples. Then I started removing the buttons of her pants. She did the same with me. Soon, she was only in her panties. I pulled the panties down. Till her knees, I started tickling with the lips of her. She moaned harder. I licked her clean with my tongue. She said, "Sonny never did this." I continued doing the same eventually. I slid my tongue inside her hole. It was very soft and wet inside. I already had a hard-on. Suddenly I gently bit one of her lips. She shouted, "Max, you are gone. I kill me, please use your real tool now." I removed her panty entirely and gently pierced my cook in her after some gentle strokes. I stroked harder. She screamed, "You are great." I started, increasing my speed within minutes. Her was entirely wet. She cried, "Woo, yes. Yeah. I took my cook out and placed in her mouth. She gave an awesome bloke job. We the entire night long, and before dawn we cleaned ourselves, and in the morning I accompanied her to her PG after that I called Sonny and asked him to bring something for breakfast. While his way home, it was a great experience. Ronnie and I now often luck when Sonny is out, and the best part is Sonny is still my roommate. I had another good sexual experience with one of my neighbor's wife. Curious to find out how the night unfolds? Make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for the shocking conclusion in my next post. Trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next. Until then, take care, and remember, some nights can change everything.